Carlito, these new kids nowadays, they shotgun you and get to see you fly up in the air, man.
Who are you working with?
Retired. The chick, Steffi, belongs to the club. Now, if I ever see you here again, you die. Just like that.
Everyone knows Scarface. But what if I told you Al Pacino gave an even deeper performance a decade later? One so intense it drove him to abandon filming mid-scene. Today, we're diving into Carlito's Way, the overlooked masterpiece that deserves to be mentioned in the same breath as The Godfather. In 1993, while Scarface posters hung on college walls across America, Pacino and director Brian De Palma quietly created a more nuanced, emotionally complex crime story. Yet somehow this cinematic gem has been consistently overshadowed, denied its rightful place in crime movie history. Why was such an extraordinary film forgotten? Today on Prime Time Throwback, we're revealing 10 shocking facts about Carlito's Way that will completely change how you see this overlooked masterpiece. Stay with us. Fact 1. Pacino's breaking point. The film's extended chase sequence nearly destroyed both the production schedule and Pacino's legendary patience. We started the chase in the winter, De Palma revealed, and finished it in the middle of summer. As temperatures soared, Pacino found himself sprinting through subway stations wearing a heavy black coat. After countless takes in the suffocating heat, something snapped. Without warning, he simply walked off set, boarded an actual subway train, and went home. Production halted as producers frantically searched for their missing star. It took serious negotiation to convince Pacino to return and complete what would become the film's most defining sequence. This raw frustration bleeds through into Carlito's desperate final escape, creating emotion that simply can't be faked. Fact 2. The bombing that changed everything. The film's entire climactic shootout was planned for a completely different location than what you saw on screen. De Palma had meticulously designed the finale for the World Trade Center, complete with elaborate storyboards. Sets were built, permits secured, and the crew was ready to film. Then, disaster struck. Just days before filming, a bombing occurred at the World Trade Center in February 1993. I had elaborate storyboards of this whole shootout on the escalators that were in the World Trade Center, De Palma revealed. I spent weeks photographing it, and a couple of days before we were about to shoot, they blew it up. The team frantically reworked the climax, relocating it to Grand Central Station, a change that required entirely new choreography, lighting, and a complete reimagining of the film's defining sequence. Fact 3. The language barrier that created magic. Some of the film's most authentic tension came from an unexpected source, a genuine language barrier between actors. Jorge Porcel, who played nightclub owner Sasso, spoke virtually no English. Porcel could only deliver his lines by memorizing the last few words of Pacino's dialogue as a cue, with no real understanding of the conversation. Pacino later complained he couldn't get a natural actor's response from Porcel to build upon. De Palma, recognizing the authentic awkwardness this created, deliberately kept the cameras rolling during these uncomfortable exchanges, transforming a production problem into one of the film's most naturally tense criminal interactions. If these behind-the-scenes insights have surprised you, hit that like button and subscribe to Primetime Throwback for more shocking revelations about your favorite films. But don't go anywhere. We're about to reveal how Sean Penn's performance nearly triggered a lawsuit from one of America's most famous attorneys, and how actual heroin dealers named their product after a character in this film. Fact 4. Sean Penn's shocking motivation and demands. Sean Penn's portrayal of corrupt lawyer David Kleinfeld earned him a Golden Globe nomination. But here's the truth. Penn took the role primarily for the paycheck to finance his directorial debut, The Crossing Guard. This approach created immediate tension with De Palma. During one crucial scene, Penn demanded over 20 takes, openly challenging the director's judgment. De Palma later revealed, "I shot 15 takes and I thought it looked pretty good." But Sean said, No. He said, "I need a few more takes." He said, 20? I said, 20? Okay. The irony? This behind-the-scenes power struggle somehow translated into one of the most electric portrayals of a paranoid, power-hungry attorney ever captured on film. Fact 5. The Dershowitz controversy. Penn's curly-haired, glasses-wearing look as Kleinfeld created unexpected legal headaches. The character's appearance bore a striking resemblance to famed attorney Alan Dershowitz, so much so that it nearly resulted in litigation. Penn claimed his look was inspired by a photo in Life magazine of a law student from that era, but viewers immediately noticed the resemblance to Dershowitz, who reportedly threatened legal action. The controversy grew so serious that Judge Torres brought in John Gotti's lawyer, Albert Krieger, to the set to talk to Penn about his earlier years on Gotti's team, perhaps to provide additional inspiration beyond any resemblance to Dershowitz. Fact 6. Benny Blanco's dangerous legacy. John Leguizamo turned De Palma down 4 times before finally accepting the role of Benny Blanco, but only after the director allowed him to essentially create his own character through extensive improvisation. "I just felt that it wasn't enough of a part," Leguizamo revealed. "So he let me improvise my ass off. I totally went off. I created this character, all the bizarre backstory." What's truly disturbing is the real-world impact. After the film's release, bags of heroin called Benny Blanco began appearing on the streets of New York City, a chilling example of cinema influencing actual criminal activity. Fact 7. The judge who created the criminal world. What separates Carlito's Way from other Hollywood crime fantasies is that it emerged from genuine courtroom experience. New York Supreme Court Judge Edwin Torres wrote the novels while still presiding over real gangsters in his courtroom. Torres sold the movie rights to his Carlito books 10 different times before it finally got made. When producers finally moved forward, Torres joked, "I'm losing money here. I just as soon kept selling the options." Even more chilling, both Carlito Brigante and David Kleinfeld were composites of real criminals and attorneys Torres encountered professionally. The judge later revealed, "3 lawyers I knew personally have been murdered in situations not dissimilar to Kleinfeld's." Fact 8. The secret connection to Scarface. There's a direct connection between Carlito's Way and Scarface hidden in plain sight, something most audiences completely miss even after multiple viewings. Carlito's nightclub El Paraíso shares the exact same name as Tony Montana's food stand in Scarface, creating a subtle link between Pacino's 2 most iconic gangster roles. This Easter egg remained largely undiscovered for years, with only the most dedicated fans making the connection. Fact 9. The title switcheroo. The film we know as Carlito's Way is actually based on Judge Torres's second Carlito Brigante book, titled After Hours, not the first book actually called Carlito's Way. De Palma originally wanted to use the title After Hours, but Martin Scorsese had already claimed it for his 1985 comedy. The prequel, Carlito's Way, Rise to Power, 2005, was the one actually based on Torres's first book, creating one of the most confusing title situations in cinema history. Fact 10. De Palma's studio deception. When Universal Pictures saw De Palma's first cut running at 2 hours and 25 minutes, they demanded he trim it down to allow more showings in theaters. De Palma had no intention of compromising. When pressed about making the film 20 minutes shorter, he responded, "Hey guys, do you want me to have the movie open November 8th, or do you want me to figure out how to make 20 minutes out of it?" But his most ingenious trick came with the pool hall shootout scene. The studio asked him to shorten this sequence, but instead, De Palma actually extended it while using tension-building techniques that tricked executives into thinking it was shorter. And they loved it. Bonus fact: the beginning and end connection. Wait, before you go, here's a bonus fact that even die-hard fans rarely notice. De Palma used a brilliant psychological trick on viewers. Remember how the film opens with that dramatic black and white shooting scene at Grand Central Station? When this scene plays again at the end in full color, De Palma was deliberately creating what he called a sense of déjà vu in the audience. This visual technique reinforces the film's fatalistic theme, that despite Carlito's best efforts to escape his destiny, he was always going to end up exactly where we first saw him. It's a masterful touch that elevates the film from standard crime drama to artistic tragedy. Before You Go, Carlito's Way isn't just another gangster movie. It's a haunting tragedy about destiny and redemption, brought to life through chaos, struggle, and creative brilliance. It's finally time we give this overlooked masterpiece the respect it deserves. If these revelations have changed how you see this forgotten classic, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss another primetime throwback. Leave a comment with which of these facts surprised you most, or suggest which crime classic we should expose next. Next week, we're revealing 10 mind-blowing secrets about Goodfellas that will make you question everything you thought you knew about Scorsese's masterpiece. This is Primetime Throwback, where we bring cinema's greatest hidden stories to light, one shocking revelation at a time.